Well, hello everybody, Smokey Smokes here with yet another edition of Tobacco Reviews by me, Smokey Smokes. It is a beautiful, mildly windy Veterans Day, 2017. I'm a huge supporter of soldiers, veterans, military, law enforcement, all that stuff. And it's silly to me how I feel like this is a completely random political thing I'm bringing out. It's Tobacco Review, but it's silly to me how there's so many people out there who live in this country who just, I don't know, they're completely against the military, they're against the law enforcement, there's all the police brutality, and the military killed these innocent people, and this and that, and there are definitely a lot of issues with them, yeah, but there's issues with everything, every single topic in existence. There's problems with it, there's downsides to it, I don't know, it's just silly to me when people get upset and they're like, no, screw the soldiers, I hate America, because it's like, you know what, without them, there were countless times where we could have been destroyed if we didn't have those soldiers that you hate so much. So it's, you know, it doesn't matter if they're not perfect, because they're certainly not perfect, not at all. I'm not saying America's flawless, I'm not one of those guys, but I am saying don't just look at it only in a negative light. There is a part of it that should be celebrated, I feel. So, anyway, so huge shout out to the soldiers, huge shout out? What am I even saying? A huge thank you. That's what I kind of meant to say. I mean, we all know they exist, so maybe I guess you can consider that a shout out. I don't know what I'm saying anyway. This is going to be a tobacco review on Cornell Diehl Bayou Night. So this is made of Latakia, Perique, Virginia's, Turkish, and Burley's. That's it. It's all those tobaccos. It's supposed to be a Scottish style blend, as the website says, and it's supposed to be heavier on the Perique level of things, from what it said. So it's supposed to be kind of a heavier smoke, and I, of course, already tamped the tobacco down too hard. I gotta tamp it down lighter. I guess my version of light is harder than most people think, so redo it, because I think, oh, I tamped it down lightly, and then I have so much trouble keeping it lit, because it turns out I tamped it down too heavily, so maybe I gotta be extra light here. 1 second. So anyway, now as for YouTube, the whole monetization thing, if any of you are aware, recently there's been this whole thing with, they have this automated system that's supposedly catches content that is not appropriate for most advertisers, not eligible for most advertisers. And it's been doing a lot more harm than it has been good. If you look at my channel, I don't know if you can see it, but I would say more than half of the videos on my channel have been automatically marked as not eligible for most advertisers, which is completely ridiculous, because if you look through any of them, there's no inappropriate content in any of them, not even a swear word, nothing. No opinions on like politics and stuff. I mean, I kind of made one in this video, but nothing in any of the others. It's just absolutely ridiculous, and about half my videos just got demonetized because why? That system is the most flawed system I've ever even heard of in my life, and so many people, so many channels have been complaining about it for very valid reasons, I feel. It's just, YouTube, come on, please fix this system. And now I request manual reviews on my new videos, because I guarantee there's nothing inappropriate in them, and after a few days, after the last few videos when I requested a review, they actually made them eligible, because whoever watched them was like, oh, there isn't anything inappropriate. So thank you for whoever did that, but other than that, it's ridiculous. None of the videos I have anything inappropriate in them, and they still get marked as that anyway. It's really crazy. Anyway, let's get this go. And by the way, I got my flag and dog tags Zippo just for the occasion. Right away, I taste those Turkishes. Turkishes, I'm starting to get very fond of. I used to know very little about them, but from what I'm seeing, or what I'm tasting rather, they're very Very creamy tasting. There's that perique, I taste that for sure. A little spicy, a little creamy. Very good so far, very, very good. Creamy, balanced, spicy, smoky, a little bit smoky, but not really heavy on Latakia. Just enough to let you know it's there, though. I like it. Yeah, I mean, I used to think like about the whole YouTube thing, the monetization issue that's been going on. I used to think, you know, why is everybody complaining? I mean, not about this issue specifically. I see a big reason to complain. But before then, when they were kind of demonetizing certain videos here and there, at first I used to think, you know, what's everybody mad about? We're not paying any money to be on the site. We're not paying any money to upload videos. YouTube is giving us free, you know, exposure, which is awesome and all. But then the more I thought about it, when this incident happened, then I started realizing, you know, YouTube's money was made by us, the creators, us developers, us people who made videos for the site. We built the website, essentially. They built the platform, but we built the website. And we were the ones who made them all that money. So I feel like they're kind of screwing everybody over this way with this system, this very, very buggy system. It's obviously incorrect. It's obviously not working right, because when you request manual review, they're like, oh, whoops, sorry, there wasn't anything wrong with it. Here, you can have your monetization tab back on it. Obviously, it's very flawed. I wish they tested this more. I wish they would completely get rid of that system. I feel like it's doing more harm than it is good. I don't know. It's very ridiculous to me. Very, very ridiculous. Whoever is in charge of that system, please just get rid of it. Please fine-tune it, because it's doing a lot more harm than it is good. Absolutely, for sure. The biggest problem I have with it is, even if you request a manual review, they say you have to get at least 1,000 views within 7 days for them to do that. But on most channels, they'll upload a video and then it won't get that exposure within 7 days, because they get most of their exposure when they upload the video. So it's like they demonetize something wrongfully and then never monetize it again because it doesn't have enough views on it. It's very screwed up. There's like nothing you can do about it. Anyway, very strong, full-bodied. Already I'm getting the nicotine hit. I just puffed on it a bit. I mean, fairly fast, but this is a slow smoke. It advertises itself as, well, it's not advertising itself. The company Cornell Diehl advertises it as being an all-night smoke. I can see that. It means that you puff on it slowly. It lasts a long time. You're not supposed to puff, puff, puff until it's all gone. It's not a very light aromatic. It's a very heavy tobacco. So I advise not to smoke this one too fast, as I was, because it's already getting to my head. The flavor's very good. It is smoky. It's getting smokier now. Creamy, spicy. Not sweet. Not very sweet. It's... yeah, that perique. I taste that perique for sure. Perique's one of my favorite tobaccos. It's a very... because I love spicy food. Huge fan of spicy stuff. I love like the super hot, like Blair's Ultra Death Sauce and all that. Like I'm talking like the really crazy hot stuff. I like that. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of the perique. But it's not just spicy; it has a unique accenting flavor, and it's like a chameleon. Like I said, it changes its flavor based on what it's been blended with. So. Pretty good. Very strong, but very good. If you like the stronger stuff, this is for you. wish you could get more scenery, more new angles and stuff. Like, I want to go back to that park. I made a video in the past, a couple of videos in the past, where I was at a park and you could see all the trees and stuff in the background when it was like drizzling out. I want to do that in the fall before all of the leaves fall down, but every time you go, there's just people there, and I look like a weirdo talking to myself smoking, so I don't really feel like doing that unless I know everybody's gone. During the winter, for sure, you will see me out there because nobody's going to be out in the winter. Everybody hates going out when it's cold and snowy, but I do. I get dressed up and I go out and I'll be in complete peace and quiet all by myself, and that'll be awesome. So stay tuned. But for now, you're just going to see me in my backyard, which isn't half bad looking. It's alright. It's just... I'm just going to take a quick little break from it for now. Yeah. Not really sure what else to say about it. Where I'm at. 11 minutes, 19 seconds, alright. This is my phone I'm recording on, by the way. I only have enough space for, I think, like a total of maybe 18, 19 minutes of footage, so... I'm actually really surprised how good the quality of it is. It's 1080p, it's got a better microphone than my camcorder does. But the problem is it doesn't have a vertical sync, so... When you film, if you move the camera around, the screen kind of tears, and I can't really mount it very well on a tripod because I don't have like a phone tripod or anything, but overall it's a really, really good camera on this phone. HTC One M9, by the way. It's amazing how phones now have better video quality and audio quality than a lot of dedicated video camcorders these days. It's absolutely insane how far technology has come. Within just the past like 4 or 5 years or so, it's like a huge step up. Just ash in the tobacco a little bit. The way I do that is I just kind of lightly tap on it and very lightly scrape at the surface, and then whatever the actual tobacco that's left will stay in if you packed it in properly, and then ashes will just fly right out. So. It's really good, but it's a little too strong for me. I guess they aptly named it Bayou Night, or Bayou, however you say that, because it's supposed to be like usually when tobacco companies refer to a tobacco as like nighttime or dusk or whatever, it's supposed to be stronger, like end of the day. You know, you've spent all your energy, now you want something strong to end it, kind of thing, I guess, instead of like being tired and working in the morning and you want something lighter. I guess that's longer, slower, relaxing. That's the idea behind it. And you get a big old nicotine rush from it. That's what I'm getting anyway. So, but yeah, just gonna take a couple more puffs and I'm gonna call it quits. The flavor is still really good. It's still really consistent. There's still a lot of tobacco left. It's just, you gotta be smoking on it very slowly, or at least have a huge nicotine tolerance of some kind. Very good though, very good. It's smoky, again, spicy. The Turkish is really something. And I guess it blends very well with Perique because, again, like I said, I think when you mix Perique and Cavendish, it makes it turn into crap. Absolute horrible flavor. I think it's Cavendish. It might be a different one, but don't quote me on it, but I think it's Cavendish. And I remember I tested this before about 2 years ago. I had Burley, I had Cavendish, Yellow Virginia, Red Virginia, and Perique, I believe. I had all those tobaccos, and I made reviews on them actually in the past. And I actually blended my own blend. I didn't make videos on my own blends, but I made some pretty decent stuff, I thought. And it was really fun mixing tobaccos up and getting different flavors. And I do want to try that again for sure. And someone recently commented, he sent a link about it's like a tobacco kit of some kind. I'll have to probably check that out. That looks pretty cool too. I guess it's supposed to assist you in making your own blends for starters. It's actually a really good idea, so probably look into that. But yeah, I think it was when I mixed the Cavendish and the Perique. It was just awful flavor. But it maybe when it mixes with Turkish, it really good combination. Really starting to become a fan of the Turkishes. They just have a very unique cream. It's kind of like burley, but it's sweeter. Like a sweeter, creamier burley. It's kind of like that. So... anyway, I'm gonna end it there because I'm starting to get sick. Not like full-blown sick, but I'm starting to feel a little bit headache, and I don't feel like sitting out here forever because I got some work to do anyway. But I know it's Veterans Day, but we're gonna do a barbecue. That's pretty exciting. I worded that very incorrectly. Okay, so I said I got work to do. I meant like I have to do barbecue, I have to get food prepared, and then I said it's Veterans Day, but I have to do barbecuing, which doesn't make sense because on Veterans Day most people do barbecuing, so the but doesn't make... I don't word so good. Anyway, that's the end of the video. If you like what you've heard about this tobacco, check it out. If you don't mind the strength, check it out. If you're a very slow smoker, check it out.